off the Carolina Hurricanes in game number 5 of the first round of the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs. Again, live from the Toronto bubble. Puck drop a little bit late this time around. 4:20 is an odd time for a puck drop, but that's mainly due to both Tampa Bay's victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets in overtime again, and also it's a pandemic in August. We're playing hockey in August. Shit's weird, man. But hey, for game number 5, is that a Pastrnak I see? He's back on the Bruins Recap Show.
Boston Bruins.
So as stated, Boston getting David Pastrnak back into the lineup. He joins the top line as you'd expect. And we have a new third line yet again. It's Coyle, Kuraly, and the stud Jack Studnicka. I think it might have been a line last time, but either way, that means Anders Bjork is out. And the stud is for the foreseeable future. He might have won the third line job. Hopefully he does. And Rod the Bod Brindamore going back to Peter Mrazek, who is yet to win a game in this series. It's an odd thing. But if you look at the stats real quick, James Reimer with a 2.36 goals against average in the playoffs, a .934 save percentage, and 2 wins. Peter Mrazek with a 2.09 goals against average, a .930 save percentage, and also 2 wins in the playoffs. But James Reimer has the only win in the series against Boston. Interesting choice. I thought they would have went back with Reimer, maybe give him a little bit of confidence, but after just blowing a 2-goal lead in the third period of last game, I guess that's the way you go. Carolina, as you'd expect them to do, just coming out all guns blazing in the first period, super aggressive, and Boston just unable to match that intensity, unable to match that pressure as it starts off. Jordan Martinook carrying the puck along the boards. He drops it back to Sebastian Aho, who drops it right back to Hayden Fleury, who pounds it off the bar. It goes in, but there's a bit of a stoppage because the puck went in, hit the post, went into the net, and bounced out so fast that the referee didn't even know what the hell happened. They had to go and look at the iPad and finally determined that it was a good goal in slow motion. That's how hard of a shot Hayden Fleury has. And he's not even the best shooting defenseman in Carolina. Wow. Carolina starting the first period and starting the game with a 1-0 lead. And we go to the second period, Carolina on the power play, and this is just all over the place, just diving saves by defensemen, bodies in front, Yaroslav Halak making save after save after save, and the puck squirts out of the zone, and it's David Pastrnak back on the ice on a breakaway after taking a penalty. He tries to go backhand and slide it all the way over to the forehand. He did it against Vancouver and Jacob Markstrom. But he gets in way too tight, and I don't even think he got the shot off. Poor execution overall for a good chunk of the first and second period for the Boston Bruins. Just overall lack of playmaking. But Boston will go on the power play a little bit later on, and this is a weird one, but it's effective nonetheless. David Pastrnak comes across neutral ice. He gives it over to Patrice Bergeron. Patrice Bergeron gives it over to Krug, who gives it over to Marchand in the umbrella. Marchand takes the shot. It hits, I believe, Dougie Hamilton, and it bounces right back to Patrice Bergeron, who takes the shot. It ends up in the feet of David Pastrnak. It bounces and deflects right to the stick of David Krejci, who has all time and space in a wide open net and just taps it in. Or a power play goal, and we got ourselves a tied hockey game. A little bit later on, Jordan Martinook would hit Andre Kasha, and it looked pretty nasty. Definitely a boarding penalty. Gets 2 minutes. And good news is Andre Kasha was able to stay on the bench. He was able to remain in the game because he is a tough hockey player. Another weird goal for the Boston Bruins, as towards the end of the second period, they are on the power play. The play starts with a low to high from David Pastrnak to David Krejci. David Krejci gives it back to Pastrnak. Pastrnak takes the shot. It's blockered away by Peter Mrazek, and the rebound trickles towards the corner. Patrice Bergeron skates from the bubble position, the bumper position, down into the corner, takes a no angle, just throws it right into the skates of Peter Mrazek, and it goes in. It's a power play goal for Patrice Bergeron with 3.5 seconds remaining in the second period. Boston will take a 2-1 lead, and that's a heartbreaker for Mrazek. That is a dang it and a half. It's going to be on Sportsnet. It's going to be a Steve's dang it, more likely than not. Friend of the show, Steve Dangle. And so we take it to the third period. Boston on the power play again, looking to extend the lead. It's a wide open chance for David Krejci, and he hits the crossbar. No. A little bit more than 2 minutes left in the third period, and Rod the Bod pulls Peter Mrazek, trying to get as much pressure and as much intensity and shots on the net. But the 2 minutes expire. Nobody scores in the third period. Boston knocks out the Carolina Hurricanes in the playoffs for the second straight year in a row, this time taking 5 instead of 4 games with a 2-1 win. We'll take it quickly to the 3 stars of the game. Star number 3, one of the best players in the series, if not the best player in the series, and it pains me to say it, David Krejci, a goal and assist. He gets the 3rd spot because he hit a crossbar and on a wide open net. You can't do that and expect to be the number 1 star. It doesn't happen. Star number 2, Yaroslav Halak, coming in strong, making 23 big saves on 24 shots. And the one that he let in, he had no chance. Just absolutely no chance on it. And the number 1 star, Patrice Bergeron, the alternate captain who should be the captain next year, with a goal and an assist. The game-winning goal, as it will, on the power play. So, what is next for the Boston Bruins? Well, we don't know just yet. There's only one other team in the Eastern Conference who has made themselves into the second round, and that is your old pal Tampa Bay. And most likely, given how the Islanders have a 3-1 lead over the Washington Capitals, and Philadelphia also has a 3-1 series lead over the Montreal Canadiens, although that Game 5 is in progress right as we speak, or as I speak. If depending on how things go, I might try to see if I can film an update to add to the end of this video. So if you see that, that's what happens. Anyway, like I said, more likely than not, it is going to be the Tampa Bay Lightning that you play in the second round. 0% chance that you just can't mathematically face Montreal because Tampa Bay is the higher seed, being the 2 seed. And the way it works for other teams, if the Washington Capitals somehow come back from a 3-1 deficit and take the series, they play Tampa Bay, and you play the Philadelphia Flyers as the 4 seed versus the 1 seed. To play the 6-seeded New York Islanders, you need Montreal to escape a 3-1 deficit against the Philadelphia Flyers. They'll play Tampa, and you play the Islanders. Also, you need the Islanders to win, of course. And for the Washington Capitals, it's pretty much the same thing. Montreal has to beat Philadelphia. That way, Tampa's the number 2 seed. They'll play Montreal, and you get Washington, the 3-4 matchup. But with that being said, and both of those other series being in a 3-1, it is very, very likely that you get Steven Stamkos, Braden Point, and Nikita Kucherov, and Andrei Vasilevsky, and the rest of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So buckle your chin straps. We will find out very, very soon, or maybe not, who knows. It's a weird time. Anything can happen in the Toronto bubble, but more likely than not, prepare for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we'll see who we get for the second round as the Bruins move on in the playoffs on the Bruins Recap Show.